Hey guys, and welcome to my Game of the Year video 2012, where every year I put together my personal favourite games of the year that I've played and review them, after which I will announce which one of the nominees is the winner for the Game of the Year. The winner of Game of the Year 2011 was the incredible Xenoblade Chronicles, with its amazing story, atmosphere, characters and music, and that is literally only a fraction of its brilliance. This year in terms of gaming, in my opinion this year wasn't as impressive as last year's bunch of games. However, saying that, let's kick this off with the first nominee. Coming out in February of last year for Europe, Lost Story was a game I was expecting great things from, since it came in the 3 games that Operation Rainfall was trying to get localised in America. This game did not disappoint at all. Like with Xenoblade, I thought this game had a fantastic story, and it did well to keep me intrigued in the story, considering that this game is no way near as explorative as Xenoblade. It does this through fantastic characters and the chemistry they have with one another. I'd say this is part of the game that is better than Xenoblade, the characters. Each one has so much depth to them and you really come to care about them. Like I said before, the game is not as explorative as Xenoblade, and at first I found myself disappointed at this. However, the story is just as much about the war of the species known as the Garak, as it is much about the relationship between the main characters Zael and Callista, the cliché princess to the royal family in this game. This at times made the game feel like a bit like a drama TV show, but let's not say it's a bad thing. This game get me really interested and made me really want to see what happened next in the story. This is the reason I wouldn't LP this game though. It is too cinematic to be LP'd, and like with most JRPGs, there are a lot of plot twists in this game. There was a major one that I didn't care for at the end though, and to be honest, it was quite predictable. The gameplay for this game is a real-time action RPG. Like with most RPGs, you can buy clothing and armour and weapons. The battle system, I will say, was more fun than Xenoblade's battle system. It was fantastic. You can be fighting someone in the arena and slash them, they go flying back and crash through a breakable wall. This made the fights a lot more epic and just downright fun to play. There are side quests in this game, however they are cryptic to start, and you never know if you're going to 100% the game, because there isn't a list of side quests that you've activated and completed. It felt like I did though. Overall the game was so amazing, and its musical score is just as fantastic as Xenoblade's, albeit with a few less memorable songs. As well as the voice acting. This is just a must-have for the Wii, as it is a very strong contender for the Game of the Year. I am going to get so much shit for this. Now I know Minecraft didn't come out this year, however with it being constantly updated and having new additions, I think it would count for every year it is out, as long as it's still getting new stuff, and since I've first played the game this year, it is on this list. For those of you who have no ears or live under a rock, or are just plain deaf, Minecraft is a sandbox adventure game where the sky is literally the limit. About 256 blocks if I'm right. You can create anything you can think of. The game is so customizable that you can do almost anything. Castle? Bam! UFO? No problem. Recreate a Sonic course to time yourself? Hell yeah! Like with any game though, Minecraft has its issues. First off, bugs and glitches, and oh my lord, there are a lot of them. Now, they are always getting fixed, but the game is still quite buggy. Next up is the fun factor. I do not find the game fun in single player. I only play this game in multiplayer. Playing with friends is just so much fun on a game where you have all the freedom in the world. Playing alone gets boring fast. And now for the final, most possibly annoying thing that makes the game unplayable at times. The lag. Unless you have a supercomputer, Minecraft will lag on your computer, to the point where it's unplayable because it's so frustrating. I don't understand why the developers don't sort this issue out. The game isn't graphically challenging. I have a good internet connection, so it can't be that. I know loads of people who it lags for. Stop adding new stuff and work on this damn lag, Mojang. Overall, Minecraft is a game you can spend it all day on, with friends that is. And to be honest, it is a strong contender for Game of the Year, as I've spent hours and hours and hours with my friend Jared creating things, fighting off monsters, and doing just downright anything we please. Year of the 3DS. Kid Icarus Uprising is a 3DS action-adventure shooter for the 3DS released in early 2012. Not gonna lie, the game looked fantastic. I'm not a fan of first-person/third-person shooters, which is what this game looked like, but it turned out to be more of a third-person fighting game. The story of the game features our hero Pit and Agos Palutena. First up, I have to say I thought the voice acting in this game was pretty good for the most part, as was the script. Some parts were pretty funny and well written, however others felt overthought and turned out cheesy and not in the good way. A lot of people and critics have been very critical of the controls, which I can completely understand. It took me quite a while before I found a control style that suited me, but just give it time, because once you get the hang of it, it's totally worth it. As for the story itself, I felt it was a very basic story and it's not the thing that's going to keep you coming back to the game. What kept me coming back was the fantastic online mode, which did have a major flaw. You could not join random online matches with your friends, which is a shame because if you want to play a decent game with a friend, you're going to need to at least 4 people on it to have a fun match. However, the online was so addictive because you got to show off all your weapons and your skill. The online is a deathmatch between 6 people, either free-for-all or light versus dark, which is 2 teams of 3 fighting against each other, which is a fantastic mode. In free-for-all, you fight each other to get the most kills. In light versus dark, your team has a health meter and it depletes every time one of your teammates is defeated. Once the meter is fully depleted, the last person to die on your team turns into an angel, either Dark Pit or Normal Pit. The player now has more health and has more powerful weapon than before. Team's angel, then the other team wins. It is so much fun and I hope to play more of it soon. The customization on the weapons is very extensive and makes every weapon unique. You can use 2 weapons to make a new powerful one, or stick with the one you have and equip powers, to set up a devastating force in battle. Overall, I found this game very enjoyable and is possibly my favourite game for the 3DS at this moment in time. And last but not least, Pokemon Black and White are direct sequels to Black and White. This I already found fantastic since it's a change up to the normal way generations go. Of course, like any Pokemon game, there was so much to it that I'm going to limit the amount of things I liked and I disliked about the game. The new story, although pretty good, was not as good as Black and White's story. I also found the game to be much longer than previous entries due to the story though. By the champion, I found my Pokemon were low level 60s, which is a complaint I have about the game. Once again though, I found the Elite Four to be very disappointing, as well as the champion who I thought would be a challenge due to the type of Pokemon they have. One thing I did find challenging was the best addition to the game though, the Pokemon World Tournament, or PWT for short. The best thing about this place was by far the download option, to download actual Pokemon tournaments that have gone in the real world. Now I was looking forward to fighting previous gym leaders and champions, and I will say I did. I especially enjoyed the remix music, most specifically 3rd Gen's remix, since it was in dire need of one. But the problem was that they had Pokemon from the 5th generation, or Pokemon which they didn't originally have. This, although it may seem small, it was a huge letdown for me, since it didn't fill me as much nostalgia. Like Steven having an Excadrill, what on earth is that about? It made them feel more like ordinary trainers instead of the iconic characters out of the franchise. This game also had a huge bunch of minor improvements, such as small additions like asking if you want to use another repel instead of going into your bag again and having to use one, as well as lowering the prices of competitive battling items in the Battle Subway, which is back for this game. Exactly how it was like in Black and White, which I'm not complaining about. A major addition which I thought was fantastic was the extension of the region. Unova is a lot bigger than in Black and White, which is a good thing in my books. Why do you think Hoenn is my favourite region? Black 2 is my 2nd favourite Pokemon game of all time behind Emerald, and is an absolute must-have if you're a Pokemon fan, especially if you're a Black and White 1, since the game makes tons of references to the first that you will enjoy. Now since I've done a pretty decent sized review for each game this year, I will not be doing a bigger review like last year. Now that is out of the way, let's reveal the winner. In 4th place is Minecraft. I've placed Minecraft 4th since it really is only fun with friends, and a huge amount of lag makes it one of the worst games of the year as well as one of the best. World of Tanks is more graphically impressive than Minecraft, and runs very smoothly even on old laptops and computers, so why can't Minecraft do the same? In 3rd place, Kid Icarus Uprising. This game is so much fun and I really do want to get back to it soon. The sheer amount of weapons and stuff you can do with it makes this game my 3rd favourite of the year. In 2nd place, The Last Story. I have recently played through the game again and I found that I didn't enjoy it as much as when I first played it, even though it's still a fantastic game. So I find this game one that your first playthrough matters most for your enjoyment of this game. However, saying that, it will make you fall in love with it, and it is a fantastic JRPG. And of course, in 1st place is Pokemon Black and White 2. Barely. The These games are fantastic and make such a great improvement to the series. What Black and White lacked, Black and White 2 made up, and I look forward to seeing what Game Freak do next. Please be a third gen remake. So that's it for the Game of the Year 2012. If you're wondering, Black 2 would lose to last year's winner, Xenoblade Chronicles, if that came out this year. Thank you for watching everyone, and I shall see you next time.